How is everybody doing? Welcome back to another live stream on the channel. Today I'm going to be talking about my highest conviction plays. We're going to be discussing what's going on in the markets right now. Bit of volatility after the big news that came out last night regarding the tariffs. There is a battle that's going to be going on between Trump and the courts regarding the tariffs and whether he can actually even do them. So that just creates a whole big wall of uncertainty. But at the same time, it's obviously good news nevertheless, because tariffs are bad. And if you get rid of those, it's good for markets. So it's going to be very interesting to watch the news cycle at this moment in time with all of this news coming out and seeing how it affects the markets, obviously in particular, Bitcoin and Ethereum. We're seeing a little bit of a bounce here on the hour. Bitcoin up 0.3%, Ethereum up basically 1%. So we're already starting to, again, see those signs of Ethereum slightly outpacing Bitcoin, which is really good news if you're an altcoin investor. So if at any point the stream gets laggy or my voice lags out or anything like that, please do let me know, and I'll do my best to resolve it, okay? So we're going to go through the comments. I'm going to go through the comments, see what you guys are saying. But first of all, I'll reveal the highest conviction plays. You can see them on the screen right now. You've got my 7 highest conviction plays plus the VIP secret gem. If you want to know what the VIP secret gem is, I can let you know by you joining the VIP group, okay? The VIP group is insanely active 24/7. There's people in here sharing news, sharing altcoins, and you can get my real-time buy alerts and sell alerts. The second they go out, you'll be pinged, you'll be notified whenever I buy or sell a crypto. And I actually dropped a buy alert today. So if you're interested in that, you can see it by becoming a VIP member by clicking the link in the description. Okay, and we have daily voice chats as well. I was in the voice chat earlier today, and I was in the voice chat last night for a good 3 or 4 hours. You really can't beat the voice chats. We have great discussions, great debates, and we really talk about everything you can possibly talk about when it comes to crypto. Trust me, every single topic we have discussed, whether it's Bitcoin dominance, whether it's whether an alt season will happen, whether it's the long-term future of crypto, whether it's the macro, Trump, everything we've discussed in the last week alone. I'm telling you, we've done all of it. So if you want to join in the discussions and ask me questions on the voice chats, then, you guys know where to go. Okay. So, yeah, these are my highest conviction plays. I really do believe in these plays. Aerodrome, I've added to the list because Aerodrome is the best coin really below $1 billion market cap. Now, Say is above $1 billion. Aerodrome is at 480 million. And the reason I'm so bullish on Aero is because of the fact that it is essentially the ultimate beta play for Ethereum. Because we all know without base, Ethereum isn't really going to scale. Okay, it needs base to function. It needs base to handle a lot of the transactions. And Aerodrome is essentially the DeFi layer for base. Whether it's borrowing and lending, whether it's the DEX, all of that stuff is going to go through Aerodrome. Okay, all the liquidity providing, everything like that, it's all going to go through Arrow. And Arrow is on Coinbase. It's backed by big players. So I think it's an absolute no-brainer to indeed have in your portfolio. So smash the likes on the stream. Let's try and aim for 300 likes by tomorrow. That would be amazing. I really do appreciate that. We'll go through the questions here. We got a super chat instantly, so I'll answer this one first. Gargola drops a £10 super chat. I appreciate that. Sorry, but can you speak about Canch Network? Check at least the web in Scam Advisor and the potential to overpass Solana. Okay, I don't think someone's just going to overtake Solana out of nowhere. But let's take a look. Okay, it doesn't even come up on CoinMarketCap. So how am I supposed to research it? Is it on CryptoRank? Have you spelt it wrong, or is that how you spell the coin? Because I can't see it when I search it. So just drop another message in the chat and I'll try and find it, but I can't find the coin. Hello, Mr. Archie. Thanks for streaming. No problem. I'm here every day, Monday to Friday, every single day. And you guys know what I'm thinking about the markets. So you're very welcome. And make sure you guys have notifications on so you don't miss the streams, because there's going to be some very important days coming in the markets, I can assure you. I mean, we had really big news last night. I don't know if you guys are aware, but essentially it came out that, the courts are challenging Trump's tariffs, essentially, like the validity of the tariffs legally. Now, I think there's a get around for Trump. He just has to use some different legal statute or something like that, and he can still implement the tariffs. But nevertheless, this obviously is a bit of a spanner in the works for Trump, because it's going to backfire for him, right? This may be an obstacle for Trump and the tariffs. So it was the International Trade Court. They ruled that Trump doesn't have the authority to impose tariffs. Now, I want to let people know this doesn't mean that tariffs are going to completely go. It just means that there's going to be legal challenges for Trump. I'm sure he's going to contest this. I'm sure there's going to be some legal dispute, and then maybe it goes to the Supreme Court. But there is some other statute or some other act or something that allows Trump to do tariffs in a different way. So maybe he just does that. But yeah, they're basically saying that it is a power of Congress, not a power of Trump or the president or the executive to actually do tariffs. So it's very interesting. The stock market was looking pretty good today, actually, when I checked, but not as good as I would have thought. I would have thought on the back of this news, considering the whole dump was caused by tariffs, I would have thought on the back of this news, we'd probably be seeing Bitcoin above 110K and seeing the S&P 500 probably flying. That hasn't really been the case. Bitcoin's actually at 107.3. Nothing major's happened based on this news, despite it being pretty monumental on the tariff front. Yeah, Bitcoin dominance as well. Kind of just hovering now, not doing anything crazy, just kind of consolidating, a bit of indecision. But to me, it really does look like it's ready to make a move down. I'm expecting Bitcoin dominance's next level of support to be down here, around 54%. I think that's the next level that it goes to. Basically coming right back down to the levels that we were at back in kind of November time, right? November, December time, when we had that Trump pump. I think dominance has to come back down to that level. It's like almost extremely likely. And then if we get below that, then the next major level would probably be around 50%. But what people need to understand with dominance is how fast it can drop. I mean, look at this here. Back in April 2021, dominance essentially went from 63% down to 40%. In what was that? A month or two? Was that 2 months? It went from 63 all the way down in like a month or two to 40% or less. Crazy. And every single time the RSI on BTC.D gets this high, you always see a massive drop down on dominance. Like you can see it obviously in April 2021, the RSI got really, really high. We then dropped from as high as 73% on dominance all the way down to the high 30s on dominance in that short period of time. Okay. Then we saw it again here in 2022. We went from 48% all the way down to 38%. So that was a bit of a drop. Basically, every time we get to this level on the RSI, which we're at now, we do see a drop in dominance. So I think it's on the cards that Bitcoin dominance continues to drop. And, we're seeing this now. Like, when we check the market almost on a day-to-day basis, we're looking at Bitcoin lagging actually to Ethereum. That's the scenario that we're seeing, is Bitcoin lagging to its Ethereum pair. And that is really the first warning sign of an altcoin season. First, it's Ethereum that moves, and then it's the others. And I think we're going to see that. We're going to see that catch-up play on the Solanas, on the Suis, and those types of coins. They're all going to catch up, and they're all going to start pumping really, really quickly pretty soon. At least that's my belief. Okay, and we're discussing this every day in the VIP. Whoopsie says VIP secret gem. I'll tell you after the stream, bro. I'll reply after the stream. Okay, I'll let you know once the stream's over. I'll tell you the VIP gem. Okay, I dropped the Byler a few weeks ago, but I'll let you know which one it is. Haven't really talked about it on YouTube much, but yeah, man, loving the voice chats lately. Loving the group. People are in there every day talking about the markets. We had a really interesting discussion actually last night about preparing for the economic drawdown when we have a crash eventually, which is bound to happen at some point. And the debate really was, what's going to protect you? Is it going to be Bitcoin? Is it going to be gold? Is it going to be silver? Or will nothing protect you? And it was a really interesting discussion that we had. When do you see altcoin season starting and finishing? I see it starting more or less any day now. And I see it finishing within a few weeks of that beginning point. So I think we look at a situation by the end of the summer, this is all done and dusted, most likely. But obviously anything can happen, guys. Anything can happen. But I think by the end of the summer, we're probably in a situation where we've had the majority of the gains of all season. Just from what I'm seeing with the charts and the macro, it seems like that's the way it's lining up. Like, even despite this good news, Bitcoin still looks like it wants to come for like 103K. And that's exactly what I told you guys in the previous live streams, is that Bitcoin looks like it wants to come down to get some of that liquidity around the low hundreds. Let me pull that up on the previous stream. Which stream was it? 6 days ago? Man, my voice is on. Yeah, here we go. So, let me just pull this up. Let me just pull this up for you guys. Man. Here we go. Yeah. So I showed you guys this on one of the previous streams, and it kind of looks like that might be the plan still. Obviously, we had this good news last night, but it hasn't really affected the plan too much. It still seems like Bitcoin probably wants to come down a little bit more before then we have that final leg up of the bull run. So that's kind of what I'm still preparing for, but I'm still buying now anyway. Because at the end of the day, yeah, Bitcoin could come down to 102, 103, but is it really going to make a massive difference if you're buying now versus then, if we're heading all the way up to like a $4,000, $5,000, $6,000 Ethereum? So I think either way, like, now is a decent time to buy certain altcoins. And I think more or less, if you're buying any of these, you're going to be rewarded in a month or two's time. Have Arweave, do you think Render is a better play to hold? I think both are fine. But Arweave's a little bit quiet right now, but the chart structure still looks decent to me. So I think it will come back up. Thoughts on Launchcoin? Could it be the next virtuals? Potentially for memes. The chart shows a lot of strength. I've got to be honest. When a coin pumps that heavy, you usually do expect it to start making a come down all the way back down. And I remember looking at Turbo quite a while back. I was telling people, yeah, this pump is inorganic. And it literally did a pump like this. It skyrocketed up and then it came all the way back down. It just gave back all the gains essentially. And I called it on the stream. And a lot of people wish they would have listened and took some profits. But But yeah, this chart, it kind of looks a bit weird. You know, it's finding some support around the 15 cent region. So it's honestly, it's not a terrible buy here. Like, I've got to be honest. If it holds, this is not a terrible buy. If it holds, of course. But it's found support here a few times now. One thing I would say, though, is if it did break below 15 cents, you're probably going to want to have some form of a stop loss or something in place, because if it broke below 15 cents, it's probably coming down a lot lower, right? So it's one of those. When a coin pumps that high, it's always really it kind of concerns me. I don't want to jump in on it. It always causes a little bit of anxiety for me as an investor when a coin's pumped that much. But at the same time, sometimes you do see them make a massive parabolic move followed by a correction, and it's kind of like that ABC pattern, and then it just absolutely sends it on that final pump even more. So this could be what happens, right? This could be the support and then it bounces, but I would say make sure you've got some form of a stop loss, even if you're an investor, because if it was to break down below here, you're probably seeing a much bigger dump, and it could give back a lot of the gains that it has produced. So that's kind of my thoughts on it. Like, it's a decent coin. There's a lot of hype around it. The listings aren't the greatest, but there's certainly a lot of hype, a lot of people talking about it. And, you know, I mean, it's a lot of it's BS, right? And a bit stupid, but you know, the idea is catching on, so it'll probably do well, especially if the risk in the market maintains. But this type of coin will do terrible when the risk goes, okay? This is a risk on coin. If there's a risk off environment, the coin's not going to perform. Do I still think Casper can hit 30 cents? I do. As long as it doesn't break below, like, as long as it doesn't go back to 5 cents, then I do. If it just comes down to like 8.2, which is the next support level, if it comes down to 8.2 and it holds it, then I think it still has a chance of hitting 30 cents. But if it drops below 8.2 and it comes all the way down to 5 cents, then I honestly think it'd be really lucky if it could hit 30 cents. I think it'd be a massive, miraculous move if it did that, if it came back down to 5 cents. Casper can't afford to come back down to 5 cents. Time is not on our side here. We don't have another year left of this bull run, okay? You can do these types of fuck-ups when there's another year left of the bull run, but you can't do this when there's not long left. When there's only a few months left of the bull run, you can't afford to have these types of, you know, breakdowns on the chart. Pardon my my foul language before, but you can't have those types of breakdowns, you know? You can't have that when you're in a bull run where there's not necessarily that long left. So, you know, the people behind Casper right now, they have got a fair bit to answer for. I don't understand why the Twitter account is completely inactive. Almost like the person who was running it just gave up, essentially. There hasn't been a post since May 5th. They did actually post last night. They posted a retweet and then they deleted it for some reason. What is going on? Absolute joke. You know, it's been almost a month now since a post on the Twitter account. And, you know, no one else really is going to say it how it is, but I am. You know, this is ridiculous. Actually, there was a guy saying it how it is on Twitter. I want to give a shout out to this guy. Crypto Matt. This guy was saying it how it is. You know, we all love Casper. We all know it's a quality coin, but what's going on with the marketing? I used this analogy in my VIP group yesterday. I could go and run 100 meters on the track and break the record and tell everyone I broke the record. I mean, I could go and break the record and not tell everyone, right? And not record it and not show everyone. But there's nothing to answer for. There's nothing to show. If I just go and do it in the backyard and just go and run 100 meters and break the record, no one can see it. So you could be the world's fastest man. You could be the best at something. But if you don't show everyone, no one's going to believe you. And it's the same with Casper. Casper is the best crypto. But if you don't show everyone, if you don't market it, if you don't present to the world how fast you are and how scalable you are and how decentralized you are, if you don't do that, no one's going to believe you. No one's going to even know about it. So, it's one of those. Someone watching the stream right now, you could be the world's strongest man. You could deadlift 600 kg. But if you don't show anyone, if you don't have it recorded, no one's gonna know, right? No one's gonna know. And that's just the story with Casper here. It is the greatest crypto in terms of the tech and in terms of what a crypto should be, but no one knows about it because there's no marketing. And the team have abandoned the Twitter account. So I'm starting to get a bit fed up with that. I'm going to be honest. But I de-risked a large chunk of my Casper a long time ago when it was much higher in price. And I pivoted to Sui, and I'm very glad I did that. But I still hold Casper. I still hold a good position. But the more I see things like this, the more it kind of tarnishes some of my expectations. So hopefully they get their act together. How's it going, Chirp? Thanks for the $5. No message, though. No message. What are my thoughts on Arbitrum? I prefer Sui, but Arbitrum's okay. Time to move on from Casper? I don't think so. I don't think so. They just need to get a grip, But I'm not moving on from Casper yet. I'm still a believer in the project. I'm still a believer in the price action as well. I think it will pump. I think it will do well. They just need to really get their act together when it comes to the marketing front. Because I'm sick of this idea of marketing being something that tarnishes decentralization. That's just crazy, You need people to be basically evangelizing the world to Casper in order for it to do well. You need people to be going around, educating people about it, doing videos. And ideally, I would say some of the main guys behind it should be getting interviewed. And those interviews should be going out on social media. And it just needs to be, it needs to have a big push in terms of marketing. That's really what it needs. If I look at Sui, everywhere I see the guy talking behind Sui, I see people all over the internet talking about it. It's got a very good marketing campaign. I wouldn't be surprised if a stadium literally gets named after Sui at some point. But with Casper, like I said, the marketing, it's almost non-existent right now. I don't know much about the Casper team. Who needs to act here? Whoever's behind the Twitter. I don't know who's behind it. Why is this account so important when there are several other dedicated to Casper? Why is it so important? Come on, man. What's that type of question? If you go onto CoinMarketCap and you search Casper and you go to the Twitter page, it brings up Casper currency. That is the official Twitter. That's the one everyone knows. What do you mean? Why does it need to be that one? A bunch of randoms posting it. That's not the same as the actual official Twitter account. They need to get off this high horse idea of, oh, you can't market, you can't post anything on X. That is infringing decentralization. Just makes no sense. Questions have we got here? I'm invested since November 2023 in Casper. Yeah, that's when I first talked about Casper, actually back in 2022, November 2022. So I've been talking and knowing about Casper for a long time as well. Your average is 12 cents. I'm not selling because after 1 year, the profits from the coin are tax-free in Germany. Since 1.5 years, couldn't even make a 2x. Yeah, if you got like tax reasons and stuff, that is kind of like something you also need to factor into your strategy here. Because it makes more sense to hold it so that you get the tax benefits. But like I said, I still hold Casper. I still hold a good amount of CAS. I'm bullish on it. But the fact they're not posting on X anymore, it's not good for me. So should we all unfollow the account now because they're not going to post anymore? Like, what is this nonsense? As per Jonathan, they will discontinue posting on Twitter. It's really annoying watching the best crypto with proofs performing like this. Yeah, but you got to ask, why is it performing like this? It's performing like this because there's no marketing, because no one knows about it. It's only a small collection of crypto investors who are really passionate about Casper. Like, most people don't know about it. If you just go up to like a taxi driver and ask him about Casper, he doesn't know about it. But if you ask him about Ethereum, Bitcoin, Dogecoin, he'll probably know about those. So it's all about marketing. They need to really up their game. And the fact that they're not going to post on X is completely the wrong way around. It's the opposite of what's needed here. Do we need rate cuts in QT? What do you mean QT? You mean QE, not QT, right? Because we have QT. No, we don't need rate cuts. And why are you saying be honest? Like, what's that type of why are you speaking like that? It's kind of patronizing to tell someone to be honest. Like, I'm always honest. I'm never lying. Why would I not be honest on this stream? Like, why do you need to say be honest? Thoughts on Tau? I'm bullish on it still. I think Tau will do well. It's got all the big listings. It's the king of AI. This is very much an AI-driven cycle. And if you followed the stock market lately, Nvidia's been making a big move up. So, AI isn't going anywhere. The demand for AI is still there, and the demand for the chips is still there. I think once we get a bit more macro certainty and Ethereum and Bitcoin start pumping, I think Tau is going to go straight to all-time highs. It's going to do very well. Hello, Archie. Just loaded up a big bag of Arrow at 56 cents. You think it'll dip lower? After missing Sui and Virtuals at the bottom, your videos helped me jump in. Couldn't miss Arrow. Thank you. Yeah, no problem, man. Glad to hear that you're you're watching the videos and you're taking action. That's good to hear. But yeah, Arrow is going to do very well, man. Arrow is going to do very, very well. I'm super bullish on Arrow right now. I think anywhere below 60 cents on Arrow is a great buy. And if you can even pick it up in the low 50s, you basically hit the jackpot. I mean, I doubt that it will go below 50 cents again until the bear market. So, great project. And, we all know here, Ethereum's going to make a move up. It already is. It's already at the beginning stages of a macro move up. What's the best beta play for Ethereum? Well, Base doesn't have a token, okay? If Base had a token, I probably have 20% of my portfolio in it. But Base does not have a token for like regulatory reasons and all of that. But something does have a token on Base, which is the central hub for Base, which is Aerodrome. So you're looking at the best Ethereum play, essentially, with Arrow. Any thoughts on Turbo? I think there's better projects, better places to put your money than Turbo. I don't think the market has fuel to sustain this until October. I don't. Unless things drastically change in the macro and, like you say, we get rate cuts, I don't think the market has fuel to do that. That's why I think we'll probably top out in the summer. Hey, Archie, sorry, man. I know I'm a few days late here, but belated happy birthday. I watch your content daily and always enjoy the alpha you provide to us all. Thank you, man. Appreciate the birthday wishes, man. Appreciate it. I agree about marketing, but the drama with exchanges is unbelievable. The exchanges do not want to help the project. Which AI coins do I think will shoot up other than virtuals? Tau. Tau would be the best bet after virtuals. I've got a little bit of exposure actually to the Tau ecosystem, to some of the subnets. But there's such degen plays, I kind of want to keep it close to my chest. I did actually drop the buy alerts for those in the VIP group a few months back. So if you do scroll up, you'll see them. But yeah, other than Tau and virtuals and some of the Tau ecosystem plays, I don't think there's a great deal of actually high quality AI coins. Most of the AI coins that people talk about on YouTube, they're just complete and utter scams. They raise no money from VCs. The technology is just completely crap. They're all just copycats. No one uses them. And I don't trust any of them. So, yeah, pretty much most of these AI coins you hear about on YouTube are complete and utter garbage. I think there's only really two genuinely good ones, which is virtuals and Tau. Maybe there's one or two others, but those are the main ones that I'm looking at. You don't read any of my questions? Yeah, maybe because I don't like the questions. Like, what did you ask? Did you ask me to review a specific microcap meme? Because if you did, I'm not going to do that on a public stream. But yeah, this outline that I gave in one of the previous streams, it looks like that's what's going to plan. Kind of looks like that's what's happening. We're probably moving down here to like 102, 103, and then we get the final bounce to the bull run. And that's where the Bitcoin dominance will drastically drop, and we'll see a massive move on the altcoin market into kind of July time. That's what I think's on the cards, but obviously anything can happen. But smash the likes on the stream, guys. Let's see how many likes are on. Hopefully you're above 100. Probably not, though. 54. Let's get that right up. Let's try and get that well above 100. There's 175 of you watching on YouTube. Let's get that well above 100. That would mean a lot to me. So yeah, just press a button. That's all it takes. The more likes I get, the more I'm motivated to do more live streams. Can a bull run even happen if there's no new money coming into the market? But why would you assume there will be no new money coming into the market? Of course, there'll be new money coming into the market. New people join every day. New people come into the market every day. It's just the rate of new people coming into the market. So I don't quite understand your question there. Will Casper reach 8 cents again? Casper is dumping hard, bro. I think it will. It'll probably come down to 8.2. And then it should hold that support. But yeah, man, I just hope we can kind of spread some awareness about Casper with the lack of marketing, so that the people behind it actually take some action. So I recommend everyone goes into the Casper Discord, goes into, the Casper Twitter account, and basically just asks them, why are they not posting? Why are you not educating people about Casper? Why are you not spreading awareness about the project? Because this really harms the growth of it. The fact there's no posts. How are people meant to find it? Like, should I not talk about Casper because that hurts decentralization? How are people meant to find the project if you're not posting about it? Like, what is this? Do they think influencers should stop talking about it too? Because that hurts decentralization? We need education. We need people to know about the best peer-to-peer currency in crypto. And how are people meant to know if there's no posts? You asked me about Cookie and Griffane. I think both of them are decent. I'm not the biggest fan of Cookie, I've got to be honest. It's nothing special, like just a place for like data and stuff. Like, why does this deserve a token that's valued at the level it is? You could just make this website without a token. And then Griffane, I think, is all right. It's like DeFi AI, right? I think this one's maybe a bit better. Both of them can do all right, though. They're both kind of high-risk plays. They should do well. Mavia has 20% token unlocks. Do you think there is a lot of selling pressure? Yeah, there probably will be, but it's a very high risk, high reward play. If you can't hold through some token unlocks, then you probably shouldn't hold it because it's going to be volatile. Mavia is a type of coin which can go up, which can go down 80% and then just go up 50x. That's the type of coin it is. Do you watch or support a football team? Yeah, I support Liverpool. I sold all my Casper for Tau and Arrow. I mean, that's your decision, man. I wouldn't sell all my Casper, but if you're really overexposed, then, you know, it makes sense to de-risk a little bit. I could see this coming months ago. I told you back then I sold all my Casper. Glad I didn't hold. You kept saying you don't like being wrong. You think you know it all, mate. What are you on about? Glad I didn't hold. You kept saying you don't like being wrong. I don't understand your question. But I told people about Casper like 6 to 12 months ago. I was raising concerns about Casper. Did you not see the entire Twitter harassment I got for raising concerns about Casper and the way that people were basically turning Casper into more of a political project, how people were viewing it politically? I raised concerns about that months ago, and I've also raised concerns about the lack of centralized exchange listings. I get accused by the Casper people of fudding my own bags all the time. I constantly get comments in my YouTube and on X, people telling me that I just fud Casper. I don't fud Casper, I'm just a realist. I've raised concerns, and those concerns have been true. And I actually de-risked out of Casper around 16, 17 cents. I took a good portion out of my Casper and essentially rolled it into Sui, and it was a very smart decision. And if you would have followed that, you would have made a ton of money. So I don't get your question. I just don't understand your question. So maybe rephrase it. Price prediction for Arrow, I think it can do 5 to 12x, something like that. Probably a 7x from here. Look how much Sui markets on X, and true, the Trump Foundation. So it's growing so much. Yeah. Yeah, Sui has spot on marketing. Like I said before, I wouldn't be surprised if Sui name a stadium after themselves. That's how well known they are. On your spreadsheets, what does the asterisk mean? It means like which one I would buy today. The ones with the asterisk means I would buy more of those today. So I'm going to give Arrow 3 and I'm going to give Say 3 as well. The money supply is going up. Alif, I don't know if you've been following M2, but it's been ticking up for some time now. So maybe you're a little bit out of touch with the M2 money supply, but that's been heading up for a while. Liquidity has been going up. Archie has always been very clear about the goods/bads of Casper. If it bothers you, you are overexposed. Sadly, yeah, well said, man. I've been always very transparent and realistic about Casper. I've never told people it's going to $20 next year. I've never, put the wool over your eyes. I've always given the pros and the cons. I've always said there's things that are good about it, there's things that are bad about it. As an actual crypto, as a peer-to-peer form of money, it's the best one out there. In terms of an investment, it's probably not the best investment. Sui is a better investment, and it has been for a year now. So why is it not the best investment? Well, it's because of marketing. And it's because of listings. And kind of listings kind of coincide with marketing a little bit. Can you look into Nasana? Is that a Polkadot project? No, Solana project. It's a blockchain-based open source cloud computing marketplace dedicated to AI inference. Okay, interesting. Sounds like a decent use case. The chart looks a bit weird. It's down over 90% from its ATH. Affordable GPU rental for AI inference at scale. There's a lot of projects in this niche now. There's IONET, there's Render, all in that kind of GPU niche. So I'd be asking what makes this one unique. Obviously, I haven't researched it much, but let me take a look at the token sale, see how much money they attracted. They only attracted 1.7 million, which is basically nothing for a crypto. If you look at how much IO.net attracted, how much did they bring? 30 million. So, many, many magnitudes more. So, yeah, I'm not too impressed with the amount of money they raised. I'm not too impressed with the volume. The volume's pretty low. But, it could do well. It's on crypto.com, which is great. It's on Kraken as well. So they've got some decent listings. Isn't it funny, guys? Nasana is on crypto.com, but freaking Casper isn't. Like, that just shows how preposterous it is in terms of the lack of listings for Casper. But smash the likes on the stream, guys. Archie is spot on almost every single time. I try to be. I mean, I'm not going to be right every time, but if it's 8 or 9 times out of 10, then it's still a very good success rate. I know you get a lot of negative people. We appreciate your research and honest/conservative opinions. Crypto is all educated guesses, but thanks for not doing the same thing as other YouTubers. Wow, thank you, man. Appreciate the support. I appreciate the kind comments. Yeah, man, like the guy in the comments before blaming me for Casper, like I'm one of the YouTubers that actually raised concerns about Casper, despite still holding, obviously. I used to hold 50% of my portfolio in CAS. Now I hold like 12%. So I drastically reduced the percentage, and you can't You can't fault that decision because it's proven to be correct. But if you blame me for Casper going down, I mean, that's your problem, not mine. What are my thoughts on Say? I think it's great. I know the price has been stagnant, but all the indicators on the chart to me look like it's ready for a breakout. And I appreciate the birthday wishes. Can Ondo hit $4? Yeah, it can. $4 is realistic for Ondo. The all-time high for Ondo is $2, so that would just be a 2x from its all-time high. Very possible, especially if the RWA narrative comes back. Ondo is well backed, it's well positioned, and they've got a good ecosystem. So a good ecosystem of backers. So I think it'll do well. Do you still believe in alt season? I do, but that it will be more of a tamed alt season, not the super cycle banana zone that 90% of YouTubers are telling you. I think it will be an alt season, but not a banana zone alt season, if that makes sense. I think it will be like a great drawdown on Bitcoin dominance where we make a lot of money, but it's not going to be like a 10 to 50x for everyone. It's going to be more like, 3 to 10x for most people. But guys, I'm gonna wrap up the stream here. I got some stuff to do. I've been very busy lately, actually, with the bundle members. There's been a good number of people join the bundle lately, hopping on calls with me, discussing the markets. And I really do enjoy going on the calls with the bundle members, talking about their portfolio strategy and, all that good stuff. So I've been pretty busy lately with that. I've got a few more calls to do with bundle members. So my time is pretty limited when it comes to crypto. I've still got some time, don't get me wrong. I mean, I'm working like 12 hours a day, 13 hours a day. I could be working 16. But I don't have room for too many more bundle members. So eventually I will be closing this completely off and I will no longer be, allowing for new members to join. So if you are interested in the bundle, if you want to get on a one-to-one call with myself, if you want to join Mentor Tier for life, so that I will always be your mentor in crypto 5, 10, 15 years down the line, check out the big bundle. Highly recommend that. And for most people, people who maybe aren't aiming for 7 figures, you're just looking to make some good returns in this market, highly recommend the VIP tier. This will give you access to my buy alerts, my sell alerts. You'll be able to join the voice chats. You'll be able to engage in private VIP live streams, private text channels, all of that good stuff. So make sure to head on over, and I'll look forward to speaking to you over there in the voice chat, something which a lot of Discord groups don't really do, but I'm doing them every day, and that's why people don't cancel the group. People don't cancel. It's literally like 2% of people cancel. The vast majority, they stay for a very long time. They make a lot of money, and they actually get their friends and family to join as well. So check it out. This move is happening exactly as I expected. I drew this out on the previous live streams. You can go back and check if you want proof. We're heading down here. 103, 104 is the next stop. So stay tuned for that. Appreciate you guys watching. Have a great day. I'll see you over in the Discord. Goodbye.